Alright, so Migo here for the Fraggle Show again. I'm going to be doing a quick review on the 2019 Australian Grand Prix for the Formula 1 season. And it was a decent race. There wasn't much battle in the front of the pack, but the midfield was mostly close. Probably because of Antonio Giovinazzi actually just... I don't know, he was just kind of making a train, and he was really struggling, and it made Norris, Grosjean, Perez, and I forgot the other one, but he made a train, and basically everyone's struggling to overtake him, and it's mostly because it's Australia, because if it's something like China or Bahrain or Baku, it's going to be a lot easier to overtake, but in Australia and Albert Park, it's pretty difficult. And also, I'm going to be doing a review on the Netflix series Formula 1 Drive to Survive. I'm going to be doing that after this. The race was decent. Valtteri Bottas, really good performance from him. He was heavily criticized last season for not getting a win in that Mercedes. And in this season, he started off with a win, 20 seconds. He basically had a free pit stop, because a pit stop is 23 seconds. He basically had a free pit stop against his teammate, Lewis Hamilton, who was the champion of last season. And Bottas did it in dominating fashion, and good job on Bottas. I'm happy for him. Red Bull looked promising. I mean, it's Max Verstappen, and it's the first podium for Honda since Rubens Barrichello in 2008. So, yeah, congratulations there on Bottas. And I mean, Max. Ferraris look slow. Charles Leclerc and Vettel, they didn't look promising. The pace was off, and Vettel even said, "Why are we so slow?" And the engineers don't know. Maybe their car's not fit for Australia, but they won the last 2 years. But to be fair, last year was probably won because of the safety car. But anyway, yeah, Ferraris were nowhere to be seen. Haas, in the Netflix documentary, they showed the world how the wheel gun, how they failed their pit stop. And you know, if you show the world how the pit stop works, like, I think we should not try our best to not mess up the pit stop. But then again, at least Kevin Magnussen finished in 6th place behind Ferraris. But Grosjean, no, his wheel nut came off again. So, yay! Congratulations, Tess. You look like a bunch of wankers again, man. Lance Stroll finishing the points. Lance, yeah, like the daddy's boy whose dad saved the team and was heavily criticized. Lance Stroll actually is in the points, as well as Kimi Räikkönen. He's on the points for Sauber. But thank you for Giovinazzi for being a huge roadblock for everyone else. Williams. God, you guys are so slow. Kubica, your comeback is amazing, but yeah, it's just you guys are not really fit. The car is just slow. I mean, I think Hamilton will look bad in the Williams, but he will probably make the Williams work. But I don't know, man. That Williams is just a really bad car that I just don't know. For Renault, that was a disappointing race by Renault. I mean, Hülkenberg was in the points, but Ricciardo, good God, Ricciardo. It's just, his front wing came off in lap 1, and basically his race was basically over. He ran a few more laps, but he was just going to retire anyway. So that's a bad race for Renault. Hopefully they do well, because I want to see Danny Rick on the podium. And I also want to see Hülkenberg on the podium, because he has been in F1 for so long, but he just doesn't have that elusive podium. So I'm hoping that for him. And meanwhile, McLaren, they're the only other team besides Williams who doesn't have points. And Sainz had an engine issue, so he retired. Norris did an okay job. He was brilliant in qualifying, bringing that McLaren to Q3, but overall, he did an okay job. He was basically halted by Giovinazzi, and yeah, he wasted a lot of time with Giovinazzi, and that's why he didn't score points. For Toro Rosso, Albon did an okay job, but Daniel Kvyat, second chances are always a good thing, and he delivered. Basically, he defended really well against Gasly for the final points position, because Gasly qualified poorly in 17th, and he held that faster Red Bull car with the fresher tires back. Props to Kvyat, and it's not looking good for Gasly so far. Alfa Romeo, they did okay, came in the points, and Giovinazzi was a moving roadblock. But overall, a pretty decent race. Perez was not in the points because of the Giovinazzi roadblock, but overall, it was a decent start of the season. So check marks, Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari messing up their strategy, because that's what happened to Lewis and Hamilton and Vettel. They pitted way too early, and it cost them the race, because Lewis had a serious lack of pace in the race. Mercedes claimed that the floor was broken, which I kind of understand, since he was 20 seconds behind Valtteri. And yeah, Max did good. Vettel and Leclerc, team orders in the first race, not looking great. But well, let's see in Bahrain, where Ferrari is stronger. Let's see if they have an upgraded car. So that's my thoughts on the 2019 Australian Grand Prix.